Today on FTRTV, I'm going to share with you my new build. G'day everyone, my name is David Mine. Welcome back to First Time Reefer TV. And today, like I said, we are going to go through this new build that is happening in here in my fish room. As if a big 8x4 tank wasn't big enough, I thought I'd start another tank in the fish room here as well. But ever since I saw this Cade Frag tank at the Underwater Pet Expo, I knew it had to be a part of this room, a part of this build, because it is absolutely marvelous. It is sexy. It is just everything you want in a frag tank. And everyone knows I'm a huge fan of the Cades for a very long time now, especially since they released their Pro Reef Series 2 tanks. So just to reiterate, the tank is 3 foot long, 700 deep and 300 high. It comes with a dual draw overflow, as all Pro Reefs do. The main siphon overflow, the emergency overflow. It still comes with a little lift up inbuilt ATO reservoir in here. It's been brought to my attention that this is now actually aluminium, which means you no longer need to just slide this forward when you've got a light rack in there. You can actually just cut out the section of where your leg for your light rack is going to be, and that's going to allow for a perfect fit. And if you do need replacement covers because you've decided to go a different lighting system, you can actually just go and buy these from your LFS. So that's an awesome little upgrade, because the other ones that I had used to be plastic, which you wouldn't really allow you to do that. Inside here, plenty of space to work with, no overflow really to get in the way, so you've got a nice rectangular space, and everyone knows the sump layout and the little baskets, but I reckon this is one of the best frag systems that you can get. It's been a long time coming from Cade, and I'm super excited to get this one into my fish room. So today, I'm going to go through the equipment list that we got for this tank. So I'm excited to announce that this tank is going to be fully run by Ecotech gear. So shout out to Ecotech Marine for hooking me up with all this gear here to be able to showcase and run on this tank. Now, we all know Ecotech Marine has some of the best equipment in the industry, and I think for me, the Mobius connectivity and dishing the Reef Link all together has really just taken the Ecotech gear to the next level. Now, I've got two of their MP40 Wavemakers in there. We've got the M2 Vectra pump, and I'm going to be running 2 of the XR30 blues. Now I'm going to run through with you when I unpack this gear and add it all into the tank as to why I decided on the blues over the pros, and how the Wavemakers are going to function with the Mobius app, and how this whole ecosystem actually all works together to allow really simple connectivity and controllability, basically using the same app as the AI Nero 5 Wavemaker, and now just be able to control everything else. So I'm pretty excited to get all this equipment onto the tank. I've got these lights with a little adapter kit there, and I am going to be suspending them here from a light bar. Now I've decided to go that route because that actually gives me the functionality of being able to lift it as high and as low as I want. They do a side mount light rack bar as well, which clips onto the side and hooks onto the light rail itself, but that only allows you to have essentially just one single height for your light over the tank. But I really like being able to lower it and raise it to get the best of the spread out of the lights. Now, you know that the Radeon XR30s have incredible spread. And I think BRS did a video where the ultimate height was going to be 9 inches mounting from the top of the water. So I'm pretty pumped to actually check that out for myself. But before we unbox everything, I'm going to do that in a very, very quick bunch of little videos of how I'm going to go around setting up all this equipment in this tank. But we'll quickly run through the boxes itself. So like I said, it's got Mobius app control, multi-light operation, so that means a lot of them can connect together. Quiet operation, I think they've actually designed their own fan in this one, where they've actually 3D printed it themselves. Beautiful, sexy unit up the top there, gloss up the top, and the XR30's blues has this blue anodized ring around the outside. So these fans were actually designed by them because they couldn't actually find a suitable fan in the market to do the job that they were after. So they've essentially built this light from the ground up. Mobius compatibility, you control it with iPhone or Android. New optics in there, and a fantastic spectrum and a lunar light as well. So I'll quickly, might as well just pull out the light and let you have a look inside as well. But that is the panel there. They've moved away from your traditional pucks that the Gen 4 had. They now have this cluster flat panel of LEDs, hard optics here, but this allows for incredible spread and an even blanket of light. So I'm really looking forward to sort of doing some tests on this myself on the tank and seeing what the power readings are like. I know a lot of the big boys down here in Melbourne use the Radeon Gen 5 Blues. So I'm looking forward to actually trying it out for myself and seeing what the results are firsthand. So that is going to be the light there, and I said we will go through in a much deeper, detailed video than this. Then we've got the Vortec MP40 Wavemakers. Now these are, probably one of the best Wavemakers that you can get on the market. They are incredibly silent to run, and they are very neat as well, because they essentially just alleviate any of the cords that are inside your tank by bringing the motor outside the tank and having a magnetic coupling that actually holds the actual Wavemaker unit inside. So if we open it up inside, there's a little setup guide, bunch of little cable ties and double-sided tape with the clips on there, and that's really important. We'll run through one in a second when I do these videos. You got the controller there, different modes, you can set them, your options and your power, adjustability. Then we've got the actual motor itself. Now I want to be very gentle with these because they are not cheap units, and the last thing I want to do is accidentally dropping this and ruining it all. That's why it's important to have these clips clipped onto the side of your tank. But that is the external motor that essentially sits outside of the glass like that, which gets rid of all of that heat out of the water, all of that noise and everything, and leaving nothing but just this little puck inside your tank there, which is absolutely gorgeous. Now these are one of the most simplest wave makers to do any maintenance on if you get a second wet side. So essentially all you need to do, once this is operating your tank, pull this one out, put a fresh one in, give this a clean, and you've got it ready to go as well. So maintenance is all of about 3 seconds to get it done on this, and we will dive a little bit deeper onto the right spaces to use and how to care for these properly without sort of damaging the wet sides at all, or the dry sides. But apart from that, you've got the power cables in there, but we will run into that one a little bit more in depth once I do unpack it. And for this, the same as multi-pump operations as well, so you can run the sync or anti-sync mode. Quiet drive, which means it's their updated model, which is a lot quieter, Mobius compatible, iPhone and Android. Magnetic couple, which gets the motor out of there. You've got the feed mode, and most importantly, the Ecotech gear, you can actually get a battery backup for it. So that allows you to connect a battery in case of a power outage, that your pumps and your wave makers can still operate and allow flow to still go through your tank, and giving your tank the highest chance of surviving a power outage. So that's the light, that's the wave makers. And then we've got the return pump as well. This baby here pumps out 7,500 litres per hour. This is more than enough to run this tank, plus my media reactors that can run off on the manifold in there as well. And you got 6.5 meters of head height. The pump runs at 80 watts in maximum power, and then they're 1 1/4 inch input and a 1 inch output. So this unit here, as you can see, comes with the different fittings there inside, and let's see if it's got the other information. Well, it does connect to Mobius as well. And I will quickly open this up as well so you guys can see inside. This is a DC controllable pump, which we know DC pumps are incredibly quiet and silent to run, and much more reliable these days. So inside you've got the quiet drive controller in there, which is labeled M2 as well. So when you do go connect it to your controller board, you know which belongs to which. Like I said, this is just a quick showing you what's inside the box before we do something a little bit more in depth. Probably don't smash the tank, but that's the pump there, nice and shiny, nice and glossy. And it feels really solid, especially the connections, but all the connections have the little O-rings in there as well. So we will go into more depth on how to connect this to Mobius and get the pump running. But I got this package and I was really excited to share with you guys what I'm going to be doing on this tank. So not only is it for this tank, but for the monster tank out behind here as well. I'm actually adding 2 of these bad boys to the tank as well. These are the MP60s. They are absolutely monstrous. Everything the same as the MP40, just in a bigger beastie model. I think I've got one of these already open, so I can open it up and share it with you guys. But these are incredible flow on these pumps, and I've first time I saw one actually operating was at Reef stock, the first Reef stock that happened in Sydney, and the wave action they got in the tank there was just absolutely incredible. So you've got the big unit there, you know, and that sits outside the tank. So, you know, even though the sides, it'll all be hidden out the back of your tank, so you're not going to have any problems there if it's sort of sticking out like a store thumb. And this one here, it's got the different glass thicknesses that it can stick to, and you've got to put the appropriate spacer in there. And then inside, I mean, these are sort of designed to stop things getting stuck in it, but I think it also adds to a lot of detritus getting stuck to that and affecting your flow. So I'm probably not going to be using that. But that's the unit there. Like I said, I'll turn the light around. Like I said, easy, super simple maintenance. It sticks on there, then you get a new one, take this one off, put the new one on, maintenance done. And you know, everyone hates maintenance on their Wavemakers, and it's all about reducing all those friction points in caring for your tank. That's going to set you up for the best of success. But like I said, we will go into all of this equipment in a lot more detail. But these are going to be complemented in 2 Tun Stream 3s that are on my tank. And I think between these MP60s and the 2 Stream 3s and maybe the third I'm going to be adding, that is going to be more than enough flow in this tank to really do the job incredibly well. But this tank is going to get together very, very fast because I am not going through a cycle process. I am shutting down the Cade Pro Reef Series 2 900. That's my current display tank just behind this wall here. I will be just essentially getting rid of the rock work, moving all the media, some of the water into the sump, and all the livestock and all the coral. I'm just going to get a big frag rack put in here, and I am essentially just dumping the entire contents of that tank over there into this, and then slowly just working out what to do with the coral afterwards. But if anyone is in Melbourne and in the market for a Cade Pro Reef Series 2 900 display tank, be sure to leave a comment down in the comment section down below. Hit me up on Facebook, Instagram, because I'd love for this tank to go to a good home so it can continue serving its purpose as a remarkable display tank. But this is essentially just going to dump everything into here, and it's just going to be ready to go. Equipment's coming over, the skimmer, and I don't think I'm going to need the Neros, but yeah, I'm pretty excited about this. So shout out to Ecotech Marine for sort of collabing with me on this channel and sponsoring this video and some of the equipment that's going into this tank. You guys know I'm very transparent about that when I do receive things as sponsorship and when I buy things out of my own pocket. But regardless of the fact whether I get this as sponsored or have paid for it, we all know that Ecotech Marine is the pinnacle of equipment in the industry, and there's no denying that, especially the game changer G5 lighting units that they've released for sort of last year, just before COVID, but we know that they're going to be remarkable. So if you guys like this video and you're excited about this build coming up and how I'm going to run this frag system, I've actually never run a frag working system before, so I'm pretty pumped to sort of take you guys along the journey on how to have sort of like a working tank as well as a display tank, but operating two different ways. And this is going to be kitted out pretty well. You know, we've got the side cabinet over here, which I've got some pretty swanky equipment coming for as well, which is going to be displayed absolutely beautifully. The tank's not going to really be sitting out this far into the room. It's going to be right up against the wall here to give me a bit more space here to get my boogie on. I went to Rowan Martin's house. He had a projector screen, and I'm looking maybe at getting a projector screen now. I thought that was pretty cool, having movie night on my own when I'm in the doghouse in the fish room. But this tank's going to be moving across, lights suspending down, equipment down the end here, displayed marvelously, and I'm super excited. So if you guys are excited just as much as I am, you got any questions or anything in particular you guys want to know about this Ecotech gear, leave a comment down in the comment section down below. Please like this video, and for those that haven't, which is 65% of you, please consider subscribing to this channel, because now we have 2 builds going. The next few videos are going to be very, very quick videos, basically unpack and set up. And probably not me rambling as much as I have now, but be sure to subscribe to this channel, because we've got plenty of stuff coming along, plus some more tour videos coming around as well. And my friends, until next time, peace.